Imagine living in a city where the president says on national television that if your next mayor doesn't behave, your city won't get any money. That happened in 2025 after Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic primary for New York City mayor. Donald Trump went on Fox and said, "Whoever's mayor of New York is going to have to behave themselves, or the federal government is coming down very tough on them financially. They're not getting any money." A few months later, on Truth Social, he posted, "Remember, he needs money from me as president in order to fulfill all of his fake communist promises. He won't be getting any of it, so what's the point of voting for him?" Then came the talk of troops. In mid-October, standing outside the White House, Trump said, "We will clean up the crime in about 30 days. It took 12 days to do Washington, D.C., and news outlets covering the comments said it was threatening to withhold federal funds and deploy the National Guard to New York if Mamdani were elected. He didn't mention any legal process, just intent. So let's slow down. The president doesn't get to cut off money just because he doesn't like who a city elects. Congress controls federal funds, not the White House. And courts have said before, presidents can't add new grant conditions that punish cities for political reasons. Back in 2012, the Supreme Court said threatening to yank critical funding from states could be a gun to the head. And while that case focused on states, other courts have since ruled that cities, too, are protected from executive overreach when it comes to funding. As for the military, under the Posse Comitatus Act, federal troops can't be used for civilian law enforcement unless authorized by law. The Insurrection Act is one of the only ways a president can send them in, and even then, the law sets clear conditions. In most cases, the governor has to ask for help. Only in rare situations, like when courts can't function, can the president act alone. There's no public emergency in New York right now. No insurrection, no legal trigger. Just a political threat. And that matters, because if a president can punish a city for who it elects, that's not just playing hardball. It's testing the foundation of federalism. It's using the tools of national power to intimidate a local vote. So here's the question. If a president can dangle money and military force over a city to change its politics, who's really in charge? And who steps in when that balance breaks?